Hello everybody, this is Teacher Chris. Welcome to Netclicks. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some more interesting books. Can you remember what our interesting books were about?
Of course I can. The books are all about a brave bookworm who fights a dancing dragon.
Hi, Bookworm. Are you sure that's what our books were about?
No, I can't remember. Can you give me a clue?
Okay, here's a clue. Can you remember now?
Oh, yes. We looked at some interesting books about feelings.
That's right. We looked at some interesting non-fiction books about feelings.
I love non-fiction books. They're my favourite books.
I love non-fiction books too. They can help us to learn about ourselves and the world around us. Just like last time, all of the books that we will look at today are available to read on Epic. In this video, we'll be looking at some fiction books about feelings.
I love fiction books. They're my favourite books.
I thought non-fiction books were your favourites, Bookworm.
They are, but I also like to hear stories and use my imagination to go to different places or planets. I think all books are my favourites. That's why I'm a bookworm.
Let's start by looking at some easier books. Our first book is called Tough Guys Have Feelings Too. Let's take a look.
He doesn't look very tough. He looks tired and sad.
Well, that's the reason I love this book. Because it tells us that everyone has feelings. And you can be tough and strong and still feel scared or tired or sad. Our second book is a little bit harder and it's called You Are Strong.
I'm not very strong. I don't have any arms to lift things.
Well, Bookworm, that's just one kind of strong.
What are the other kinds of strong?
This book tells us about all the different ways that people can be strong. There is no right or wrong way to be strong. Everyone can find their own way to be strong and feel better when they feel bad. Now we have some books that are harder for you to read about feelings. The first one is called The Boy with Big, Big Feelings.
It's not just boys that have big, big feelings. Bookworms have big, big feelings when we read books.
That's right. It's not just boys. And it's not just boys and bookworms who have big, big feelings. In the book, the boy feels bad. because he thinks he's the only one with these feelings. Then he sees that everyone has these feelings too, and he doesn't feel so alone. The other book that is harder to read is called Visiting Feelings. This book tells us that we should listen to our bodies and that our feelings come to tell us something.
Feelings can't talk.
No, they can't talk, but a feeling could show us that we like something or don't like it. It can feel like they come from nowhere sometimes, but they are there for a reason. And if you listen to them, then you can understand why you feel that way. The last two books that we're going to look at today are very hard books to read.
Ooh, these books look really good. What if they are too hard for me to read?
Well, Bookworm, you can have a go at reading them, and if they're too hard for you, then the first book, Inside Out, is actually a movie, so you can watch the movie. If you find the second book too difficult, then you could ask someone else to read it to you, or you can search for the book on YouTube. And you can find a video of the author, the person who wrote the book, and he can read it to you.
That's good. Why do you like these books then?
The first book is very fun. It turns the different feelings into characters inside a girl's brain. They have to work together to help the girl. The characters are a lot of fun, and the story shows us that we need all of our feelings for different reasons. The last book is called Uther the Blue. The book is about Uther the barbarian.
Barbarians are scary. They like fighting.
That's right, Bookworm. But Uther doesn't feel like fighting. He feels blue.
Blue is a colour. You can't feel like a colour.
When we say someone is feeling blue, it means that they feel sad. Sometimes people use colours to show feelings. Like in the book Inside Out. The characters are the colours that people use to show those feelings. In Uther the Blue, Uther feels sad and he doesn't know how to make himself feel better. He finds a surprising way to make himself feel better.
What is it?
You'll have to read the book and find out. Do you know any interesting books? You can share your interesting books with me and with your schoolmates. And this is how to share your interesting books. Number 1, use the QR code that you can see there to open Padlet. Or you can type in this address, padlet.com/Chris214/books on the internet. And that will take you to Padlet. So the second thing you need to do is think about how difficult the book is. Is it an easier book, a harder book, or a very hard book to read? Then you need to add a post under the difficulty. Put the title of your book at the top. Write why it is interesting. And then write your name and class at the bottom so we know who has put this book up. When you've finished, press submit at the top to post your book. So I look forward to finding out about your interesting books. Now don't worry, these don't just have to be non-fiction books. They don't have to be about feelings. They can be any book that you find interesting. I want to know, what do you like to read? And a big thank you to all the students who have already shared some interesting books with us. So you can see Comey, Lorraine, Xavier, and Comey again. Comey shared lots of interesting books. Thank you so much, Comey. And also Carson. So lots of interesting books there for you to have a look at. I love reading about all of your interesting books, so please keep sharing your books on the Padlet. And that's the end of our video today. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep your interesting books coming in on the Padlets. And in our next video, we'll be looking at some things that people do at Easter. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.